Hello. You probably can't see me. Will it? Today is a bit of a repair video. Basically, lost a few servos. Blade 300. Will it? So, I'm going to do this in two videos because there's two servos down. So the first video is going to be replacing the gears, servo gears, on a Blade 300X. Part number e-flite-DS76T1. Gear set DS76T. I hope it isn't. No, hang on. Let's get on with this. So, what you'll need you'll need a very small Phillips to go into the little tiny screws there. You'll also need a small Phillips. You know, there's a big difference between very small and small, which will fit the mounting screws. And also need an Allen key, which is helpfully provided to us by Blade, to take out your little, what do you call it, bolt there, which holds onto the servo arm. The linkage arm holds onto the servo arm. There's a threaded, I don't know, ball joint nut on the end of that. You can just whip that out, which saves you having to clip it off or anything. So, right. Oh, and you also need a bit of lube. This is a lubricate grease, actually made by Ingersoll Rand. I'll get that from work though, so. Right, okay, so we've got the tools. It's literally all you need. 3 bits, 2 of which are provided to you by Blade. So yeah, let's strip this off and we'll fix the gears. Tell you what, let's grab that straight first. Remember to put on this. Skip forward 2 minutes, so you don't have to listen to all Paul's rubbish. Right, okay, so if you look, when we're all balanced, it'd be easier if I turn it on. But basically all I'm saying is all these servo arms, I've got one here, and obviously another on this side. At level plane, they should all be 90 degrees. Now I've already set this servo up as per the tutorial which I viewed myself earlier. So, what we're going to do is we're going to start. So, obviously start, I've already undone this. We start by taking off the linkage arm, as you can see there, and that's left the servo arm set at its normal position at 90 degrees. So now, we're going to take off the lesser of all. Now, quite a few people say, you've got to take it all off the frame and all that. And yes, it makes it easier, fair enough. But some of us are bloody lazy, and they can't bother with that. So we're going to skip that part. And it's no big deal. All it is a matter of undoing the cable ties. And obviously you've got to put it back on later. But I'm that much of a pikey, I don't want to waste cable ties. Right, okay. let's see how the screws on. So, I've got both screws out, and we've got the linkage off, so now you can see the servo. So, the servo here is set, if we're looking at it straight on, it's just below 3 o'clock, and that's exactly how I took it off, and that was where the main setting was. So I'm going to try my best to keep it there. It doesn't really matter because you can set this up later, but it just in case of it causing any excess servo wear, when I do set it back up again, I want it to be as near as possible. Because if it's well out, then obviously it's going to put the servo beyond its capable extension, and that could obviously do more gears. So I want to be fairly sensible about it. So right, now we're just going to pop these little screws off the back. Again, they should be fairly loose because I had all this apart the other day, checking out how to do it, making sure I'm not going to make a muppet of myself. There, get on the bloody screw. I think these are all pretty much undone already. Okay, so once that's undone, which this one's not, get on there. Are you undone or are you not? Right, okay, so once they're undone, the whole servo literally just pops apart quite easily. Now I don't think you're going to be able to see this, it's a bit far away, but if you carefully look at your gears, you can obviously check if there's any damage on them. Now I've bought the full kit here. I don't necessarily need the full kit, but I know there's been a few bits of damage, so I basically want to make sure it's all correct. You can see this cog, I'm not sure if you'll be able to get focus, but just at the top here there's 1 or 2 teeth missing, and that's enough for the very small cog within the servo. Which one is it? It's that tiny cog on the middle one. Oh no, it's a tiny cog on the top one. It's enough for that just to spin within that crevice. So essentially when I'm trying to use throttle or whatever, it's but you'll know that when if you move it around, you can feel it if there's damage, if it's not turning right. So I'm looking at the other cogs just to check there's no damage elsewhere. They don't look bad, to be honest. Now, having said what I just said before about keeping your orientation of where it is so you don't damage the cogs when you do reinitialise it, I've just totally messed all that up. Oh well. Too late now. So right, yeah, basically all I'm going to do, I've decided I'm not going to put all these other extra cogs in, I'm going to keep them as spares, just in case. Because you never know when spares come in handy. Anyone who owns a helicopter is well aware of the amount of spares they have stashed away in different places. There's grease everywhere now. Right, so damaged cog replaced. All I'm going to do is just pop that back on. Make sure I get the grommet in the right place. Make sure these bloody screws go back in the right holes. Yeah, right, it's in there. Grommet in there. Grommet in, grommet. Right. So, it's just a matter of putting it back together. And then we'll do a quick servo test to make sure it's in the correct position. So it's quite simple. I mean, you could do this in the field, do this in your house. Obviously it's a lot easier in your house. But it's not a hard job to do, it's just a matter of having the spares. I don't know if I'm blocking the view then. Just pop these all done up again. I'm going to be doing a tail servo as well. Servo, I could call it servo. Servo, which I'll do another video for that in a few moments. But right, basically, setting it up. Where are we? Need some of that. I'm gonna put it back on, obviously hard enough for it to hold, but I might need to take it off again. Just where we're setting up the servo. Bit shit this one. Oops, sorry. Awkward. Easier just to try and use a bit of gravity to get it in the bloody hole. This isn't a magnetic screw. Alright. So I keep flipping, dropping the nut every time I try and use it. Right, there we go. House foam scale as well. Shut up, I'm busy. Trying to get the screw in a hole, but I can't bloody get it in. I'm making a fool of myself. That's the only thing with having a long neck and size screw. And doing stupid fizzy stuff like this. Bloody awkward. Yeah, let's get in there. Oh, God. We'll get it in there one day. It's like idiots' repairs of a helicopter. How to do things and make it take absolutely forever. By the rug poker. Oh, it's gone down into the gears now. Oh. Maybe we'll have better luck with the other screw. Oh, look at that, straight in. Screw. I hate you, screw. Right, okay. So let's get that on there securely and in position. Right, now what we want to do, make sure the servo's in the right position. Is this. Right, okay. Make sure everything's down, everything's off. Plug her in. Make sure it's good. Whack that out. As you can see, I've already fitted the carbon plates, but ends I've mangled either where I've done this crash and caused this, or what, I don't know. Right. I've got the controller on. Power up. It's actually not far off. Essentially what we're looking for is for, I'm going to pop this arm back on. Essentially what we're looking for, as I said at the start, is all the motors to be at 90 degrees at base point. So if you look at all the motor servo arms, if you look at this servo, it's 90 degrees. Look at this servo, 90 degrees. Look at this servo, 90 degrees. And if they're not 90 degrees, it's easy to get sorted out. Just, as you can see, there's a screw on that arm. Just undo the screw. Obviously undo the linkage as well. And just turn the arm down a bit, put it back on, screw it in. I mean, these ones, to me, I don't know if it's where I'm messing around with them. To me, these look a little bit off anyway. They could be down a little bit. But what we'll do, actually, I just thought I got it wrong anyway. Now what we want to do, just to make sure this is correct, throttle hold, to make sure you don't spin up, into F mode, stunt mode, and that's where you can change your pitch of your blades. I put that to negative, and at negative, the pitch of the blade, negative, positive, whatever, neutral, that. It's turning out to be a rubbish video, isn't it? So, turn on your controller, turn on your helicopter, let it all link up, put it on the throttle hold mode, put it into stunt mode, then go to neutral. At neutral, all of these should be at 90 degrees, and that one's at 90 degrees, and that one's at 90 degrees. And how far are we off of the top one? Slightly, I don't know, slightly up, slightly down. I'm going to take it down just a little bit, just out of me being finicky, pedantic. But the nearer to 90 degrees the better, because obviously that's the stable, that is your central point. So the gyroscope is operating off a 90 degree perpendicular angle, and therefore it's all balanced. So that's what you're aiming for anyway. So you've seen, strip the gears, just pull this off, pull these screws out, strip all the gears, turn it on, make sure it lines up to 90 degrees when you're in stunt mode at neutral. That is the main thing. And if not, like I say, just whip it off, take the arm off, move your arm down a little bit, put the arm back on, screw it in, job done. In fact, you can even, put that back down, the gyro's going crazy. You can even take the arm off through here, so you haven't even got to take the servo off again. So you can pop the arm off, just bring it down ever so slightly and put it back on. I haven't tried that yet, so I could be wrong, but it looks quite likely that you can do that. Piece of piss. I keep swearing. But sorry. Yeah. Next video coming up, I'm doing a tail servo. I haven't done that yet, so probably going to be even more of a mess than this video. Cheers for watching, people. I hope it was helpful to someone.